Okay, let us do some questions. So let us say I have two vectors. First vector is A vector. It's given that mod of A is 10. And second vector is B vector. Mod of B is given as 10. So two things you have to find. You have to find the resultant vector as well as the angle which resultant vector makes with the horizontal. So find resultant vector and angle alpha. Alpha is angle between R and A. Angle between R vector and A vector. Find these two quantities. You already know the formula. Kushag, you have to tell me the answer once you have solved. Let's solve it together. So angle between A vector and B vector is 90 degrees. So I can use the formula of R, that is A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 90 degrees. Tell me the value of cos 90.
So 0.
0. So this is just A is 10 square, B is 10 square plus 2 into 2, 10 into 10 into 0, that will be 0. So this can be written as root over 2 into 100, 10 square, that is 200. So I'll just write it as 10 root 2. No need to solve for root 2 and write all that. Is it clear? R will be 10 root 2. Okay. And if we use the formula for tan alpha, my theta is given as 90 degree. So tell me from your formula, Kushag, what should I write in numerator here? It is B sine theta. You're mute. B sine theta, that will be 10 sine 90. 10 sine 90 divided by A plus B cos 90. That is 10 cos 90. Sine 90 is 1. If you solve it from here, we'll get tan alpha is 1. If tan alpha is 1, what is the value of alpha, Vaishnavi?
The value of what?
Value of alpha. If tan alpha is 1, then alpha is?
Cos 90.
No. So for which value of alpha the tan of that angle is 1?
Tan 45.
45, correct. So alpha is 45 degrees. That means if I take this vector and put it over the head of this vector, the resultant will be from initial tail to final head, like this. I'll keep the question and the answer separate. So from initial tail to final head, this is your B vector. Now see, both are 10. This is 10, this is 10. You can do it. This is 90 degree. You can do it directly by the Pythagoras theorem also. This will come as 10 root 2. And see, if both sides are equal, then this angle will be 45 degree. That makes sense. So solving them is just like geometry. Solving them is just like some geometry and Pythagoras theorem and some trigonometry. But what we are doing here is we are adding up two vectors. R vector is A vector plus B vector, like that. So you can do it directly also. Just draw the triangle and you can write R as 10 root 2 and alpha is 45 degree. All right. That is what has been asked in the question. Let us do another question. Suppose I have first vector A vector, second vector as B vector. A vector is given as 10 root 3 and B vector is given as 10. Angle between them is 90 degree. Theta is 90 degree. You have to find the value of R and alpha. Find the magnitude R and alpha. Okay. Tell me the value of R.
I got 200.
200? Root 200, I think. Root over 200. Yeah.
Root.
Root 200. We'll use this formula, root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 90. That will be root over 200. Root over 200 can be written as 10 root 2. And what's the value of tan alpha that you're getting?
I was still solving.
Solve for tan alpha. Nirbit, have we got tan alpha?
Yes, sir.
What's the value of tan alpha?
Alpha is 30 degree.
Okay, good. Tan alpha, if you solve, you'll get it as 1 by root 3. From there, you get alpha as 30 degree.
Sir, R should be 20, right?
Yes, sir. I also got 20.
Okay, root over 400 you're getting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So R should be 20 then. This is 10 root 3. If you square this, you will get 300. Okay. See the second solution, we have a geometrical method for this. Consider this just as three sides of a triangle, in which the first side is given as 10. Means this is your A vector, this is your B vector. B vector, you have to move parallel. So this becomes B vector. If you add this is A vector is 10 root 3. This is 10. Just square and add them, you'll get here 400. Root over 400 is 20. And if you calculate alpha, tan alpha is 1 by root 3. So that means alpha is 30 degree. Means once you have practiced this enough, you can do the whole calculation in your head. Just imagine the triangles. This is base is 10 root 3. This is 10. So 10 root 3 square 300 plus 10 square 100. 400 ka root is 20. So this R is 20. Okay, once you have practiced this enough, if you're smart enough, you can do this directly, then that's good. But even if you have not you cannot do it directly, you can just practice it in your head. Try doing calculation in your head. And 10 by 10 root 3 is 1 by root 3. I know that for tan 30 value is 1 by root 3. So alpha is directly 30 degree. Okay, I'll give you some problems, a few problems, and try to solve it. This is your A vector, B vector. If I say A vector, just A means magnitude of A. Okay, A means magnitude of A, that is given as 10. And B means magnitude of B, that is given as 10. Angle between them is given as 60 degree. I'm giving several problems at once. So start solving it. Now improve your speed. You have got the formula now. But improve your speed. If you have completed, you can do the third problem, this problem. Those who have not, you do the previous one only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, turn on your videos. Okay.
1 minute.
Yeah. Kushagra, tell me the first one.
So the first one, so R is. So like, did we have to simplify it, or can we like answer it in square root?
Tell me the square root. Tell me what you
It's
have
like
written.
100 plus 100 root 3 upon 2 whole square. A whole, yeah, whole.
I think it should be coming. Vaishnavi, what's your answer for the question number 3?
10 root 3.
10
No,
root
sir, I
3,
told the fourth one. Yeah, it's root 300.
root 300. That is 10 root 3. Okay. And what's the value of alpha, Kushagra?
Sir, it's 10 into 3 root 3 upon 2 divided by 15.
Okay. So see, 10 into root 3 divided by 30.
15.
So 2 into 15, that will be 30, na?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So that is root 3 by 3. That is 1 by root 3. That is 30 degree. Okay. So see, when two vectors of equal magnitude, you want to find the resultant, the angle will always be half of the original angle. If you
Sir,
have,
so we have to take R between A and B.
R will always come between B and A and B. See like this, A vector is here. To add B vector to A vector, you have to put it on the head of these two, head of the A vector. You have to keep B vector on the tail of B vector on the on the head of the A vector. Then only you can add and get the resultant like this. So a resultant will always be between A and B only if there are two vectors.
No, but you have taken alpha as between A and B, right?
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
R and A.
Alpha between R and A. Yeah. So that is how we are getting from the geometry. Alpha is coming as 30 degree.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Vaishnavi, tell me the answer for the second one.
15.
R is 15, or so root over 5 square plus. Nirmit, what's your answer for question number 4?
Sir, 5 into root of 2 plus root 3.
5 into root of 2 plus root 3. That seems correct. Cos 30 will be root 3 by 2. This seems correct. And alpha, for tan alpha, there will be a complicated value. We cannot calculate it directly. But as I said, half of 60 here, because both of them were equal. So here it will be half of 30 degree. Alpha will be half of 30 degree, that is 15 degree. This tan alpha you would have calculated using the formula, but alpha here would be half of 30 degree. So R will be root over 5 square plus 5 square, that is 50, 50 plus 2ab. Is it 2 plus root 3 or 2 plus 2 root 3?
2 plus root 3.
2 plus 2 root 3. Okay.
No, sir. 2 plus root 3 only.
2 plus root 3. So formula is a square plus b square. That will come as 50. Then 2ab cos theta. Na? So cos 30 will be half. So it will be root 3. Nirmit, what will be the answer for this one? Third one? Fifth one? R vector will be like this.
10.
R will be 10, correct. And value of alpha, this angle alpha?
60 degree.
60. Again, you can either do just half of it because both vectors are equal, or you can use the formula here. Kushagra, you got the answer for the sixth one?
No, sir, I'm doing that right now.
Okay. I'll just write the answer. You can practice it at home. And in the next class, we can discuss it. If you have any confusion, I'll just tell you the answers. For this, Nirmit, you got the answer for the sixth one?
10 root 5.
10 root 5. Cos 180 is 0, na? Sorry, I gave the value of cos 180 wrong. Cos 180 is minus 1. Cos 90 and 270 is 0. Cos 180 is minus 1. So R will be 10. Value of R you will get as 10. And theta you will get as, no, alpha you will get as 0 degree. Practice this on your own. Cos 180 is
So why
minus 1.
0?
See, one vector is towards the right, another is towards the left. So to add them, you have to put, everybody look here. One vector is towards right, another vector is towards left. To add it, you have to put the tail of this vector on the head of this vector. So you're moving forward by 20 meters. and coming back by 10 meters. That means your motion has been only from initial tail to final head. They should be over this, but I'm drawing it separately just to make it clear. And the angle between the resultant, this is your resultant. This is your R. And the original is this angle is 0 degree because they are overlapping each other. Even if you calculate by formula, you'll get the same thing. For question number 7, first you will add up two vectors. Suppose you will get to add up A and B, you will get the first resultant. Resultant 1 as sum of A vector plus B vector. Then you will add resultant 1 and C vector like that. Okay, I'll just write the answer. You'll get R vector as 0 here. If R is 0, then we don't have to find alpha. I'm just writing down the answers. You have to solve it on your own and figure out the answers on your own. For this, R will come out to be 10 root 3. R will be 5 root 2. And alpha, the resultant will come out to be, the angle of the resultant will be 45 degrees. You can note this down. And if you have doubts in this, problem solving this, we will discuss it in the next class. We're taking a detour to trigonometry and angles of trigonometry. So the basic angles everybody knows for 0, sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. And my theta, the basic 5 values 0, 30, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. Kushak, just tell me the value for this column. Sine 0.
Sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is 1 upon 2, then 1 upon root 2, then root 3 upon 2, then 1.
Correct. Then tell me the value for cos also.
So 1, then root 3 upon 2, then 1 upon root 2, 1 by 2, and 0.
Correct. Vaishnavi, tell me the value for tan.
0,
Hmm.
1, 0, 1 by root 3, 1, root 3, 1, 0.
This comes out to be infinity.
Infinity.
Okay. For cot,
Infinity, root 3, 1, 1 by root 3, 0.
correct. Nirbit, tell me the value for sec 0 degree.
1,
Hmm.
2 by root 3,
Yeah.
root 2, 2,
Hmm.
and infinity.
Correct. Cosec. Nirbit.
Infinity,
Yes.
2, root 2, 2 by root 3, and 1.
Correct. So these values all of you know. I presume that you all know. You are told. Using your help, I have written this. So these values you should by heart. Where does this values come from? Means we do actual measurement and we see that these values are like that. Okay. Or using the Pythagoras theorem also we can derive these values. After this, we are going to see values for values which are greater than 90 degree and other ratios. For that, I'm just going to tell you a trick first. So all the triangles that we have, they can be represented on this coordinate axis. This is my x-axis, positive x-axis. This is my negative x-axis. This is positive y-axis. This is negative y-axis. So normally when we draw a triangle, the triangle is in the first quadrant. So what we have here is we draw the hypotenuse. Pay attention to this. It's very important. This hypotenuse is drawn at angle theta. All right. This theta, then we drop a perpendicular. What we get is a base and is a perpendicular. So when your angle theta is between 0 degree and 90 degree. When angle theta is between 0 degree and 90 degree, you can see your base is positive because it is on the positive x-axis and your perpendicular is negative. No, perpendicular is also positive because it is on the positive y-axis. So base is positive, perpendicular is positive. If you want to write sine theta, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, we don't take the sign for hypotenuse. Remember, this is a trick to find out the trigonometric ratios for all the other angles. So sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always taken positive. And perpendicular is positive. So sine theta remains positive in the first quadrant. Sine theta remains positive in the first quadrant. If I write cos theta is based upon hypotenuse. Both are again positive. So cos theta also remains positive when angle is between 0 degree and 90 degree. Same goes for tan theta. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Both are positive. So the ratio will be positive. And if these three ratios are positive, then all the 6 ratios will be positive. Okay. So in the first quadrant, we get a rule like all are positive. All positive. Now, if I have my angle, suppose I'm rotating this and I get this hypotenuse in the second quadrant. When I have this in the second quadrant, then angle theta is measured from the positive x-axis. Remember, theta is measured from positive x-axis. Theta is measured from positive side of the x-axis. So what is the value of theta here? Theta will be between 90 degree and 180 degree. Theta will be between 90 degree and 180 degree, where it is in the second quadrant. This is your second quadrant. Here, if you drop a perpendicular from here, this becomes a right angle triangle. Here, the base is the negative x coordinate. So base will be negative, but perpendicular will be positive. See, you'll not get this explanation anywhere. This is how the some ratios become negative in the second and third quadrant. Most of the books, you'll see that you have to memorize sine 90 plus theta is cos theta, things like that. Cos 90 plus theta is minus sine theta. If you use this technique, you don't have to memorize anything. All the previous values and this trick, and you get the value of all the values of all the ratios for the common angles. So in this here, perpendicular is positive, base is positive. Hypotenuse is always positive, as I said. So Kushagra, tell me the value of sine theta. Will it be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Tell me the value of cos theta, positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. What about tan theta?
Negative.
Negative. Good. It was simple because the base is negative. See, all the ratios that contain base will be negative. That is cos and tan. I'm not writing about the inverse of cos, sec and cot, because that is obvious. If a quantity is positive, then its inverse will be positive. The quantity is negative, its inverse will be negative. So from here, we get a second rule. In the second quadrant, we have only sine as positive. Here all were positive, here sine was positive. Now we'll expand this to the third quadrant. This is the third quadrant. So my angle theta will be again measured from the positive x-axis. It is like this. It is measured from the positive x-axis like this. If this is theta, then I'll drop a perpendicular from here. Again, you can see the base is negative and the perpendicular is also negative. Hypotenuse as always taken positive. Vaishnavi, tell me the value of sine theta. Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Sine theta is
Negative.
negative. What about cos theta?
Negative.
Negative. Tan theta?
Negative.
Tan theta is perpendicular upon base?
Yes. Positive.
Positive. Good. So sine and cos are negative, but tan is positive. So for the third quadrant, I can write a rule that tan is positive. Tan is positive. For the first quadrant, all positive. Second quadrant, sine is positive. And third quadrant, tan is positive. We know the reason, as well as I'll tell you a short trick to remember the result also. Going on to the fourth quadrant, the angle will be like this. Of course, if I write the value of theta, here the theta will be between 180 degree and 270 degree. For this case, theta will be between 270 degree to 360 degree. And if you measure theta, theta is measured from the positive x-axis. From the positive x-axis to the hypotenuse. This angle is theta. That's why I written it as 270 degree to 360 degree. So here perpendicular, okay, this is base is positive. This is perpendicular, which will be negative. Then we tell me the value of sine theta. Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Cos theta?
Positive.
Positive. Tan theta?
Negative.
Negative. So here we see that sine and tan are both negative, but in the fourth quadrant, we have cos as positive. Cos as positive. So you understand now why this ratios are positive and negative in different quadrants. Any questions about it, about this? Is it clear? Give me a nod if it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you have understood why this happens. So if you have to memorize, you just remember that all positive, sine positive, tan positive, cos positive. For short, we can write ASTC, all silver teacups for short. All silver teacups. No need to go through all the process. Just in short, all positive, sine positive, tan positive, cos positive. Is it okay? Can we remember this? Is this simple? And remember that if a ratio is positive, then it's inverse. If cos is positive, then sec will also be positive. If tan is positive, then cot will also be positive. So once we have done this, we are going to apply this to real values. I'll give you an example on how to do this. Pay clear attention. And this is very important, what I'm going to tell you next. So taking a few examples, very basic examples. First is, suppose you have to find sine of 120 degree. Sine of 120 degree. So first what you have to do, I'm drawing the diagram, you can also do it in your head. If you draw 120 degree, it is greater than 90, so it comes in second quadrant. It comes in second quadrant. So first what you'll do, you will write sine 120, then you'll measure the angle from the, you'll measure the acute angle from the x-axis. So first step one is draw the hypotenuse. Step two, measure angle, measure acute angle with the x-axis. Not positive, not negative. Just you have to measure the acute angle with positive or negative x-axis. That is step two. So here the acute angle is 60 degree with the negative x-axis. So just write this as sine 60. Then you have to remember whether the sign was positive or negative in the second quadrant. So sine was positive in the second quadrant. So it's sine 60. So value is plus root 3 by 2. I'll take another example. Suppose I have to find tan 225. Tan 225 is greater than 180. If it's greater than 180, then it will come in the fourth quadrant. No, fourth quadrant is greater than 270. This is 225. 225 is 180 plus 45. 180 plus 45. So 180 plus 45. If I talk about the acute angle with the x-axis, the acute angle with the x-axis is 45 degree. Okay. Acute angle with the x-axis is 45 degree. Don't need to worry about the clockwise or anti-clockwise, just the acute angle with the x-axis. So once you measure the acute angle with the x-axis, just write this as tan 45. Is it positive or negative? Tan is positive in the third quadrant. I'll just write plus tan 45. That gives me 1. Taking another value, suppose I have to find tan of 300 degree. 300 is greater than 270. 9 3s are 27. This is 90, 90, 90. So 90, 90, 90. 270 plus 30 degree. 260 degree, 270 degree plus 30 degree. Means after 270, there is a 30 degree gap. This angle is 30 degree. This total is 270. But as I said, you have to measure acute angle with the x-axis. That is 60 degree. So you can just write this as tan 60. And all then remember, tan 60 is negative in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. So this will be minus tan 60. The value will be minus of root 3. Okay, now tell me, students, if these steps are clear. Vaishnavi, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll practice a lot of questions. Don't worry. Kushagra, is this clear? Your video is off.
Yes, sir.
Turn on your video. Okay, let us practice a few questions. Start solving this, follow the steps. So 120 degree equals 60 degree in the second quadrant. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. 60 degree in second quadrant. So cos 120 is
Minus 1 by 2.
minus 1 by 2. Tan 120 is
Tan 120 is minus 3. Minus root 3.
minus root 3. Correct. Sin 120,
Sin 120 is root 3 by 2.
root 3 by 2. Vaishnavi, are your answers right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, solve the rest of them. Vaishnavi, tell me the answers for second line. Question number 5.
Minus 1 by root 2.
First tell me 135 is, the equivalent of 135 is
Uh,
how much degrees?
ma-
45 degree in second quadrant. You can write it like this. Okay. Okay, cos 135 is
minus 1 by root 2.
tan 135,
Minus 1.
sin 135.
1 by root 2.
That is correct. Cos 150, it is 150 is,
Minus 1 by 2.
yeah, it's 30 degree in second quadrant. So cos 150 is minus,
1 by
no, 150 is 30 degree in the second quadrant. So it should be
1 by 2 positive.
30 degree, cos 30 is
0.
No, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, I think. It should, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So
Root
minus,
3.
yeah, cos 150 will be minus root 3 by 2. Then tan 150. Tell me tan 150. You're mute. Minus 1 by root 3. And sine 150. That is sine 30 degree. So sine 30
1 by
degrees,
2.
1 by 2. Okay, it is 30 degree in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. Nirmit, sine 300. First, tell me 300 is what angle in which quadrant?
300 is in the fourth quadrant,
Yeah,
30 degree. Sorry. 30 degree.
no. We have to take angle with the positive x-axis.
Acha, oh,
Always remember the rule
60
was
degree.
yes.
60 degree.
So it's 60 degree in fourth quadrant.
Yes.
This was 30. So this is 60. Sine 300
Minus root 3 by 2.
minus root 3 by 2. Cos 300
1 by root 2.
1 by 2. That is cos 60.
Yes.
Cot 300
Minus 1 by root 3.
that is cot 60. That is tan 30 minus 1 by 2. So I'm confident now you can find angles, trigonometric ratios of these common angles for all the quadrants. Vaishnavi and Kushagra, do you have any doubts? Any questions? Vaishnavi? Okay. Now, do you need time to write this? I'll be sending you this PDF. Okay. So if you need to write it down, then just tell me. I'll be sending you this PDF. Now see, sometimes angle is greater than 360. So suppose we take a case like it is written as tan of 390 degree. Pay attention to here what I'm saying. So 390 is one full rotation is 360. One full rotation in the clockwise direction, no, in the anti-clockwise direction is 360. This is 360. So 390, you can write this as one full rotation plus 30 degree. So whenever you measure the angle, you measure angle in the anti-clockwise direction. Measure angle in anti-clockwise direction. So one full rotation is 360 and always measure angle in the anti-clockwise direction. Now 390 is one full rotation, then 30 degree. So that comes out to be in first quadrant. After this, your work is easy. Kushagra, tell me the value of tan 390 now.
It's tan 30 degrees, so it will be 1 by root 3.
Perfect. After this, suppose we have cos of 405 degree. Vaishnavi, what will the value of cos of 405?
1 by root 2.
1 by root 2. Good. Because this is cos 360 plus 45 degree. What if I write sine of 570 degree? Nirmit?
One minute, sir.
Yeah, solve it.
Sir,
So which angle, which quadrant? First tell me that.
root 3 by 2.
No, first tell me which quadrant is this? Is it third quadrant?
Third.
30 degree?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can write this as sine 30 in the third quadrant. And will this be negative?
Minus root 3 by 2.
Yes. Don't forget the minus. It will be minus root 3 by 2. Correct. So see, you know what happens in one rotation. You can also calculate for 2, 3, 4 rotations, 5 rotations. For example, if you give the value of cot of 2 rotations is 720 degree. So I'm giving you, let us say, 840 degree. Kushagra, solve for this.
So minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2 is correct answer. No, it is cot, not cos. It's cot. So minus cot 60 is 1 by tan 60, that is. See, for cot, the relation will be like tan. If you're saying something, you're mute. Cot 60 is 1 by tan 60.
Some minus here.
Minus
1 by root 3.
1 by root 3. This is correct. So this method is also clear? Okay. And sometimes the angle is written as negative. For example, sine of minus 120 degree. When angle is negative, the rotation should be done clockwise. I'll write it here. Negative angles measured clockwise rotation. Measures clockwise rotation. So when I write sine 120 minus 120, nothing is changed, but you have to rotate it in the clockwise direction. So this angle is 120 degree. After drawing this, the rest of the steps is the same. What you do is you measure the angle with the acute angle with the x-axis, that is 60 degree. So you write sine 60 here, and then you know that it is third quadrant. In the third quadrant, sine is negative. So that comes out to be minus root 3 by 2. Clear? So everything remains same, but if an angle is given as negative, you take clockwise rotation. And one more example. Suppose angle is really big, as in say 36,120 degree, like this. And don't be afraid of such angles. You just have to write it in multiples of 360. Right? If you divide it by 360, it will come out to be 10 into 100 into 360. 360 into 100 plus 120, because this is 36,000 plus 120. Right? So 360 into 100 means you're rotating it 100 times. That doesn't change anything. You can just write this as sine 120. That is very easy to find. Okay. So angles like this, you can just find even if it is 36 lakhs, 72 lakhs, you can keep reducing it, keep it in multiple of 360 and just remove the 360 part. And this will just give you sine 120 is sine 60, that is root 3. Any questions in this?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll give you some questions to practice as homework. So your first homework was that vectors one. Last 4 questions you have to write it in your homework sheet. You must have been uploading it in the drive. No? I'll be sharing you a drive link where you have to submit your homework.
Sir, do I have to write those notes?
Yeah, these notes you have to make it for your own. You can modify the notes in your own way. And after one chapter is complete, you have to upload the notes. I'll be reminding you for first two chapters. After that, you have to do it on your own. So notes you have to make it on your own. That notes will be helpful for your revision. Because see, these things we think that it is really easy, no? So, but our brain tends to forget. If you don't revise this for 1 or 2 months, your brain tends to forget. So that's why we make notes. This is your second part of homework. First part of homework here is that last 4 questions of vectors. Even if you have solved it, you have to solve it again, write it properly in your notebook, and then you have to send me photos of that. You must have submitted for the homeworks in PDF formats. You have done that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So to upload, I will be sharing a Google Drive link. You have to upload your homeworks there. I'll also write the first part of homework. So it was here. So this is your homework one. First part of homework. Question number 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'll be sending you this PDF. Okay. Now these are values for trigonometric ratios for angles which are not 0 or 90 or something like that. Now we are going to actually learn why tan 0 is 0 and tan 90 is not defined. If you can visualize that, you can write trigonometric ratios for quantities like this. See, suppose you draw a triangle in the first quadrant. I'm going to draw a bit separately here. So you draw a triangle in the first quadrant. It is like this. I want to keep the angle really, really small. Theta is small. Okay. In a limiting case, if you put theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0, then you will be drawing the triangle like this. There will be no triangle actually. But if you imagine a triangle, the base will be equal to the hypotenuse. And even if you imagine a triangle, this is angle theta, very, very small, very close to 0 degree. So perpendicular would be 0 degree. Right? So for 0 degree, I can write sine 0. Sine 0 is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So it will be 0. Make sense? Okay. Kushagra, tell me the value for cos 0 then. Kushagra, you're mute. Tell me the value of cos 0.
So 1.
1. Don't do it by memory. Try to solve it from here. Tan 0. Perpendicular upon
Tan
this.
0 will be 0.
Yeah. Because 0 by b. 0 by b. That will be 0. Cos 0 was 0 because it was b by h. And sine 0 was 0 because it was p by h. And the rest of the ratios, you can write it like this. Similarly, if we have a very big angle like 90 degree. So 90 degree, it will be drawn like this. I'm just keeping this angle very smaller than, very less than, small value less than 90 degree. So angle is close to 90 degree. So that you can visualize the triangle. This angle is theta, and I want to make this 90 degree. So I will just draw it here. This theta, I want to make theta 90 degree. But if theta is 90, there is no triangle. So I'm keeping it very less, small value less than 90 degrees. So in this case, perpendicular and hypotenuse, if you see it like that, the perpendicular and hypotenuse will align together. So perpendicular is equal to hypotenuse. And the base, it will be equal to 0. That's a trick, no? So you have to imagine it in your head clearly that how y is sine 90 is equal to 1. So from here, theta is 90 degree. Here theta was 0 degree. So we can write the ratios. Vaishnavi, tell me the value. Sine 90 degree. It will be what by what?
P by H.
Yes,
1.
1. Cos 90,
B by H. 0.
0. And tan 90,
Infinity.
that is P by 0.
P by B. 0.
Yeah. So when you divide something by 0, it goes to infinity.
Infinity.
So this trick you can use for all the other angles. All the other angles. Suppose I want to find values for cos phi. So my triangle will be like this. The triangle will be like this. I want the angle to be very close to 180 degree. Theta is like this. And this is the perpendicular. If you want theta to be close to 180 degree, so you'll be basically measuring this. Perpendicular, base which is negative, and hypotenuse. But the value of base is equal to value of hypotenuse. The perpendicular comes out to be 0. This part I hope is clear. Because theta is 0, theta is 180. So this line will be horizontal. And that's why perpendicular is 0. Hypotenuse is equal to base. Modulus of hypotenuse and perpendicular, hypotenuse and base is equal. But base is negative. So Nirmit, tell me the value of sine 180.
P by H.
P by H, that will be
0.
correct. Cos 180.
B by H.
B by H, that will be
-1.
-1. B is equal to minus H. So this will be equal to -1. Tan 180.
0.
0. That is 0 by B. Then cosec 180.
-1.
uh,
Sorry.
Cosec.
Infinity.
Now this is C. Cosec is base by hypotenuse. No.
Hypotenuse by base.
Yeah.
Sorry. Perpendicular.
Hypotenuse by perpendicular. So this should be infinity. Then cos, after cosec comes sec 180 degree. What is sec 180 degree?
-1.
That is hypotenuse by base. That will be -1. Then cot 180.
Infinity.
Cot is, see, cot 180 is, if you write cot is 1 by tan. So B by 0. But see, your base is negative, na? Your base is negative. So when you divide a negative quantity by 0, it becomes minus infinity. Remember that?
Okay.
Base by perpendicular, but base is negative. So negative quantity divided by 0, this equals to minus infinity, not plus infinity, but minus infinity. Achha, in mathematics, it is you don't write minus infinity equal to minus infinity, you write tends to minus infinity or tends to infinity. So if I write equal to, you have to assume that. Okay, quantity tends to infinity or minus infinity. So similarly, you can write ratios for other. So this was sine 180. If you want to write it for 270, let's go through it quickly. 270 will be like this. This angle will be 270. So you take the perpendicular over here. Na? This is the perpendicular. And this is the hypotenuse. Perpendicular is mod of perpendicular is equal to hypotenuse because it will be like this. But perpendicular will be negative of hypotenuse. And if we talk about the base is 0. Okay. Base is 0. Vaishnavi, tell me the value of this if theta is 1, theta is 270. Tell me the value of sine 270.
1 sine 270.
See, sine 270 is
P by h.
P by h. But perpendicular is minus of h,
minus 1.
minus 1. Cos 270,
B by h 0.
0. Tan
P by b infinity.
infinity or minus infinity?
Minus.
Minus. Remember, perpendicular is negative. So it is minus infinity. Then cot 270,
0.
0. Cosec 270,
Minus 1.
minus 1. And one more, sec 270,
Minus infinity.
no, see, it is hypotenuse by base.
Yes.
Hypotenuse is always positive,
So infinity.
infinity. So these are the reasons this quantity are negative or positive. In most of the books, you will not find the reasons why cos 270 is 0, tan 270 is minus infinity. They just plot the graph and tell you to memorize it. But here now we know the reason. Remember that negative quantity, when negative quantity is divided by 0, the value is minus infinity. Okay. So as a part of your homework 3, I'll just give you some quantities which are related to these values. This is part 1, part 2, part 3. You have to submit it together. So that would be all for today. You have to submit these 3 homeworks by today evening only. I'll be sharing you the drive link for homework on the group only. And submit your homework by today. And make sure you're making